All right, let's get into it. Today, we're looking at a tool that promises to make the whole world of data mining, well, fruitful and even a little bit fun. We're talking about a piece of software called Orange. Just think about that for a second. The incredible power to find secrets hidden deep inside data has, for a long time, been locked away behind a pretty huge wall. You had to know how to code. But what if that wall just disappeared? That's the big idea we're digging into today. So, data stories without code. How on earth do you do that? How do you pull complex insights from data if you're not a programming whiz? Well, turns out there's a totally different way to approach the problem. And here it is. At its heart, Orange is all about building things visually, not writing lines of code. It's open source, which means it's free for everyone, and it's designed from the ground up to make super powerful things, like machine learning, accessible to anybody. And this isn't some new kid on the block. Orange has been around for a while. The first version popped up way back in 1996. It's been developed and polished for decades, mostly at the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia. And it's still getting new updates all the time. That's a serious track record. So how does this visual programming thing actually feel? What does it look like when you're analyzing data without typing a single command? Let's break it down. Honestly, this is the perfect way to think about it. You're not writing a bunch of complex instructions. You're just taking pre-made blocks and snapping them together. Each little block, which they call a widget, does one specific thing, and when you connect them, you build something way more powerful. The whole process is just beautifully simple. First, you grab the widgets you need and just drag them onto this blank canvas. Second, you literally draw lines between them to connect them, telling your data where to go. Third, you feed your data into the beginning of the chain. And then, the fun part, you just watch the insights pop out at the other end. And the variety of these Lego bricks is just incredible. You have widgets for literally everything you can think of. You've got them for loading and cleaning up messy data, for creating awesome visuals like scatter plots and heat maps, for running all kinds of machine learning models, and even for checking how well your models actually performed. It's the whole shebang, all in one place. Okay, so who is this really for? Is it just a teaching tool for beginners, or can it actually handle serious, real-world work? Let's take a look at who's actually using it. You might be surprised. Its appeal is incredibly broad. It's a massive hit in academia. Almost half its users are there, using it to teach data science. But it's also used heavily in serious research labs and has a really strong foothold in private industry, too. So no, it is definitely not just a toy. It's a real workhorse. So what's the secret sauce? Why do so many different kinds of people love it? Well, it's super intuitive, so anyone can pick it up. It's open source, so it's free. But maybe the biggest reason is that it builds a bridge. It lets an expert, say a biologist or a marketing guru who knows their field inside and out, but doesn't know how to code, actually work with their own data directly. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to this from a molecular biologist at Baylor College. He says Orange lets him analyze his own complex data, and, this is huge, it gives him a common language to talk about that data with his collaborators. Or how about a principal scientist at a synchrotron, a massive research facility? He calls Orange a powerful platform that makes his team more productive by just speeding everything up. And finally, a professor from the University of Arizona. She says it's so intuitive that most people who attend her workshops can immediately start using it in their own research. I mean, after just one workshop. That's how easy it is to learn. Okay, so we've heard from the users. Now for the really cool stuff. Let's see what people are actually building and discovering with these data Legos. So, on a basic level, Orange is a total star in the classroom. It's famously used to teach core data science concepts. Small businesses are using it to find simple patterns, like figuring out that customers who buy bread also tend to buy milk. And it's an absolute go-to tool for student projects in just about every field you can imagine. But let's step it up a notch. The applications get way more specialized, and the impact gets much bigger. For example, in healthcare, one study used Orange to build a model that could predict diabetes with 95% accuracy. And in agriculture, another project used it to classify different types of meat based on spectral data, a really important job for quality control. And this is where it gets really mind-blowing. Orange is being used at the absolute cutting edge of science. We're talking about bioinformatics, where it's helping speed up drug discovery. At those giant synchrotrons, it's helping predict the properties of new materials. And in the humanities, it's digging through huge libraries of text to find hidden connections. This is serious stuff. Now look at this number, 98%. What in the world is that? Well, that was the accuracy someone achieved using Orange to build an intrusion detection system for network security. Think about that. This isn't just an academic exercise. That's a real-world result that could have massive implications for cybersecurity. So when you put it all together, what does it all mean? What happens when you put a tool this powerful, but also this easy to use, into the hands of millions of people? It really comes down to this one single mission: to democratize data science. It's all about taking these unbelievably powerful tools out of the exclusive hands of PhD statisticians and programmers and giving them to the people who actually know the data best: the biologists, the historians, the doctors, you name it. And that leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. When the power to ask questions of your data is no longer limited by your ability to code, the potential for new discoveries just explodes. The next massive breakthrough might not come from a traditional data scientist. It might come from someone in a completely different field who was just empowered to explore an idea. The only question left is, who's it going to be?